Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Chakdash, Braknawa, 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 Pavakasha, 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 Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Chakdash.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom. With the branch of GMS here in Chicago. And first and foremost, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS,
Right.
Our teachers, the true leaders of all Israel on earth today, whether you can receive that or not. Right? Salutations to all our fellow laborers that are doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. All right. And to the few Aqua that are listening in London,
Right.
to you we say Shalom. And our subject is an open rebuke on this Hebrews to Negroes. This guy, and this, and there's been plenty of videos with this reprobate talking about it. And what made me not even be interested in it was probably about maybe three weeks back or so. I watched a video, so it was like a coming soon video, and it's probably, I didn't watch the whole thing. I only watched a few minutes of it. But when he was talking as if he had figured this thing out on his own. He didn't say anything about One West. Hey, look, there's not everyone that's on the planet. That's this whole Hebrew Israelite awakening started with One West. That's the prophecy, man. It had to begin somewhere. Oh, go back
No,
to that page you on. That's the one I watched. The nations are waking up to the truth. That's what made me click on. And then it was that guy on the left there. But this guy, he's very proud and
this guy right here, right?
Same guy on the bottom. That's same
him?
guy.
This is him?
That's him, same guy. You can see the demons on.
Yeah, no, he can't even look straight.
That guy.
Look at that. That's that reptile eye.
Yeah,
right?
It looked like that damn demon in it, man. But he started speaking as if he learned this on his own, man. And then he's talking about how I read Deuteronomy 28 and I figured all this out. So it's funny how his tribe, as off as it is still so similar to the accurate one that was given to the elder, to High Priest Ariah.
If I may,
you may.
Now, first, let's go back. Abba Bivens. Before Abba Bivens, who was saying that so-called Negroes were Israelites? You had the commandment keepers. The commandment keepers were not saying that Yahweh Shai. They were not calling on the Messiah. They were drawing off the Yiddish and off the more of the vibrations of the Yiddish, Jewish, Khazarian rats. The Most High now prove me wrong by showing me anybody in the 50s, 60s, and the 70s saying that we're Israelites calling on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and having the Messiah, the Messianic Jew, as they would call us in the secular world. Nobody. And if you got some documents of somebody doing that, show me. But you don't. Outside of that, when Abba Bivens left the commandment keepers, why? Because he was through the Spirit. The Lord showed him you can't get nowhere without Yahweh Shai, man. He's in the Old Testament and he's in the New Testament. From that moment, that the great millstone, we go back to Abba Bivens. Okay. And all the rest of the camps that came through the splits and so forth, that's neither here nor there. Nobody calling himself out of One West, the doctrine of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the name of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, the 12 charts, as nobody else did that shit. If you know that you're an Israelite today, at this point now, right now, it came from One West. It didn't come from shit else. Was it Ben Ami? All the other groups, all that shit came from that awakening that came out of that Abba Bivens. All right, because anybody else will be the commandment keeper type of motherfuckers who will say there's no Yahweh Shai. So it's either that, or if you're talking about Yahweh Shai and the 12 tribes of Watabam, then you're talking about One West. So you didn't come up with shit. Zero. Matter of fact, somebody, if I may get one scripture.
Absolutely.
I'll pull it up right now.
Somebody grab that
I want to validate what I said. I was going to ask how, guys.
Can I read this while you're getting that?
I'm already there. Acts 8:31. Well, I'll start with verse 30 because this is the essence. All right. Acts 8:30. And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah. So here's the Ethiopian eunuch, which is an Israelite, reading and trying to get it on his own. And heard him read Isaiah and said, understandest thou what thou readest? And he said, how can I, except some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him. If you go to Nehemiah and you see they gave the sense, you go to Numbers, they gave the sense. You cannot get this on your own.
That's right. And this guy came with that vibration, that same church bullshit. And God said to me, and the Lord said to me. He came with that same vibration as if he was reading Deuteronomy 28 chapter. And all of a sudden, the spotlight shined through his house onto his head, and you heard the right, and he just had this breakdown of who the 12 tribes are, and that we were the Israelites. This guy was set up. Yes, sir. Go ahead, brother.
This Galatians 3:2. This only what I learned of you. Receive ye the Spirit by the works of the law or by the hearing of faith. I'm jump to verse 5. He therefore that ministered to you the Spirit and worketh miracles among you, do it he by the works of the law or by the hearing of faith. You got to hear this, man. You got to be taught this. It says what? Romans 10. Faith cometh by hearing. It says, how would they hear except there be a teacher? How shall he teach them except he been sent?
Hold on.
You got to be taught this, man.
Right.
Hey, Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret to his servants, the prophets. If you are a prophet, you got to get it from another prophet.
That's right.
You have to get it from the success. I don't even want to say the apostolic succession, but you got to get it from the men of the Lord. Who the fuck are you, nigga? And where you at on the streets?
Hey, Proverbs 1:20.
You got to be on the streets, man. You got to go do it exactly the way the Most High do it, from the rooter to the tutor. You got to be outside on the highways and byways, week in and week out. You got to be on the front lines because the Messiah said, go out into the highways and byways and compel the people to come in. If you ain't there on the highways and byways, you're full of shit.
Right. He inside some studio where he done got backing for some false Jews and some Edomites, and they got this production. And
$1 million production.
Right. All up in the radio, in a studio for a radio show. That's not where the truth comes out. The truth comes out on the streets. And this is Proverbs
that's the spirit, brother.
And it said, wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse. Look up that word concourse. The opening of the gates in the city, she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and scorners delight in that scorning, and fools hate knowledge. So you fools that are listening and following him, you hate knowledge, and then he hates knowledge himself because he wants to deny that he didn't learn this from the man of the Lord, and he did. He heard this. Rock it out, brother. And he's been a stool. He's been a damn stool pigeon, a Judas goat for Esau Edom, because Esau Edom is angry that the tribes are coming together, and they don't want the tribes to come together because they figure it'd be easy to deal with them separately. All right. They don't want the tribes to come together because they know that also means they're in.
All right. This is the Hebrew word ha-mayawath, which means to make a loud sound like or hum, by implication to be in great commotion or tumult, to wage war, moan, or clamor.
What do we do on the street? We make noise, man.
But the concourse is wherever there's a hum in the city. Where do you hear something where there's a hum or a great commotion in the city? You see that in the suburbs.
Buses,
you see that
trucks,
in a neighborhood or
sounds.
downtown. Downtown, you get the hub where it's always busy.
Buses going by.
People, buses,
cars beeping.
the ambulance, the fire truck, the popo, the everybody.
Not look it up in the English.
Kind. Because that's why it says one clamoring is a lot of noise is at the chief concourse.
I haven't watched any of his videos, but just from what I see, he appears to never be on the streets and highways with the camp.
I just went through the shit, and there's not one outside speaking. Period. I was just looking. They ain't got shit. You see right now on his page.
Yeah, he hasn't been on the highways and byways.
He's not out there.
So he's not right. So he's not apt to teach, man.
Man, you read out of Proverbs, right?
Yep.
It said wisdom cries without.
Yes.
At the chief concourse, right? So if you're not there, you're not part of the Lord. When somebody get Luke when it says go out and compel them to the highways and byways, just for the commandment from this Messiah, and you said pull it up in English, right?
Yeah.
But Edamon.
I just want to see what it said. Right.
I'm gonna put on Edamon just to see what concourse is in the Edamon. I got you.
I got it. You got the
Luke. This St. Luke chapter 14 and verse 3. It says, and the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highway. He said, and the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in.
A highway is a street. The hedges is the corner of the street. So we go by CVS. That's a building. That's a hedge. If you look at a hedge in somebody's lawn, it's usually like a bush that's going around the circumference of the house. Like in front of the house here, you have a couple of bushes right in front of the front. That's a hedge. All right. That's the corners of the street. All right. Go ahead.
It say that my house may be filled.
No, go back a little bit.
No. It say, and the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled.
So the Lord said, go compel them, force them through your words, not by physical means, to come in. Where? In the highways. That means a street. Every street has a number. All right. Every plot, like the elders were bringing out how DC is on plot 666. All right. That's the plot for the DC. There was as a number, a highway or a road. Everything has a number and identification of what it is. He said, go out to the highways and the hedges and compel the people to come in. If you don't do that, you're not a man of the Lord. Period.
That's right. Right. He said you can't go up another way. That's it.
That's right.
I got the second Ezra criticized. You can bring it back up. Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 7.
It says the entrance thereof is narrow, and it said a dangerous place to fall.
See that? And wait a minute, hold on. Let me go to his videos. Let me see now. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was someplace where he was out in the streets. Hold on to see. No, radio show. Radio show. No, he's not. That's not outside in the streets. No, no. So you see in the streets, he's
man, he just fell.
No street speak. You'll see in the street. Street
epic
speak.
fail after epic fail.
No street
videos
speaking?
where they just show people busting their ass, falling and shit.
Right. Wisdom of Solomon say, and they shall stand in great boldness in the face of such as them has afflicted.
Well, he's GOCC period because that's a higher.
Yeah.
You're right.
See, I said he got that doctrine from GOCC.
And there, that's your proof.
That's your proof. He's saying a higher. So not, and he's calling him the wrong name. So this guy, yeah.
He posted blood stuff.
And then he's even betraying GOCC because GOCC goes back to One West too.
Wait a minute, look at that line in there. That's crispy.
He almost look like nigga Brown.
Exactly. So, yeah, well, you know, because he got the same barber who holds his clipper in such a way that
or that raw ass barber.
Man,
they can cut a straight line that's not really a straight line.
No, it's actually different. If you really look at it, it's one up and one like here and one here. You know what I'm saying? But from a distance, it looks straight, but he holds it in such a way.
He goes,
man, that's a man.
That barber must be Jake.
Man, it was spiritual power.
Yeah, spiritual.
That boy good.
No,
wait a minute, hold on. I'm going back, and it's gonna go back to 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Then the nigga took a year off. because they don't see 3 years ago. And so in 4 years ago, he did 2 videos, a 4-minute video, 4-minute and 9-second video, and a 4-minute and 25-minute video. Then that other year, the third year, he had some shit to do. And then the second year, you get an 11-minute and 14 video. And then that's how he was really busy the rest of the year. And then
he did 1 video on that second.
Yeah, 1 video. That's it. Nothing the third year, but at least 1. So he stepped up the game. 1 of the 365 days of the year, and then did 2 a year ago, and then over the last couple of months, and then he got a little steam 9 months ago, 8 months ago, 7 months ago, 6 months ago. So now he's picking up stinking. You know what I'm saying? So whatever happened over the last couple of months, he's been picking up stinking. You know, yeah, he got that bag.
Yeah, he got that backing. He got that backing. See, in that time he was gone, like you said, Esau always looking for those people that he can manipulate, since he know he can't stop this truth. He wants to infiltrate the truth.
Right, because he said that it's too much of a stumbling block that when those so-called people, but like the brothers had said, that's why he hasn't seen Great Millstone's videos, because we touch on that shit. We even touch on the fact that there's gonna be not only Jake that's scattered, that's gonna still look like Jake, but you're gonna have of these other nations, because that explains that Revelation 7, they're numerable multitude. Why? Because they're gonna not only does it go beyond them being Jakes scattered over the 4 corners, but those Jakes that are still subject on the curses, that their lineage does go back, although their appearance is of them nations, man.
Yeah, 2 quick ones for you. This 1 Corinthians 3 and 10. All right, it says, according to the grace of Yahweh, which is given to me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. Let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. So this work started somewhere and from somebody that the Lord put the spirit on, man. This Johnny come lately shit. This shit
That's not. Wait, hold on. That's that.
And he's not alone. There's plenty of clowns out there just like him.
That's right, because he how long ago was it? 4 years that we looked at and saw a video on him.
Yeah,
4 years ago.
2 in the first year, 2 or 3.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna look, but why?
None in the 3rd year.
Right.
1 none in the 2nd year. 1 in the 3rd year.
None in the 3rd year. 2 in the 4th. None in the 3rd.
Well, let's pull up so they can see, just so they don't think that we lie. Hold on. Right. I just want to make sure. Go all the way back to his beginnings of his shit. All right. So you see, 4 years ago.
He had less than 10 minutes worth of video in year number 1.
And 4 years ago. And then the 3rd year, nothing. Then the 2nd year, 1 11-minute video, and then that 1 year it was 2, and then the last 12 months he's got a bunch, but they still spread out. But let's see.
And it's not the right way.
That's right.
Like and you said, watch how you build. He's not building according to the pattern that was given. That's that one gate. There's only one entrance in, like the other Yaki was going into, man. You got to follow the example that was set before us, and not just by apostles that's alive today, but the apostles of the Bible.
What you said? Not the who?
Not just the apostles.
Who's the head apostle right now?
Apostle.
How long he been doing it?
Over 30 plus years.
How long?
30 plus years.
Excuse me, how long?
30 plus years.
One more time, how long?
30 plus years.
Okay, this is 1 Timothy 3 and 6.
Videos of him on the highways and byways.
And I'm about to pull that up.
Since
you said that, I'm going to pull it up. This is 1 Timothy 3 and 6. Well, I'll start with 5. If any man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God? Wait a minute, let's go see how he's been taking care of the church. 4 years ago, 2 videos. 3 years ago, no videos.
Epic fail.
2 years ago, 1 video. 1 year ago, 2 videos. Over the last 12 months, he got some, but wait a minute, what happened over the 4 to 5 years ago?
You fell on my man. You done fell more than them fools on that. What's that show? Ridiculousness.
That's right. This is
just right. Yes, right. Episode after episode of people falling and busting their ass.
Right. So 1 Timothy 3 and 6 says, not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into the condemnation of the devil. Novice, newly planted. Now, versus 30 years ago versus 4 years ago, which one's newly planted?
I'm gonna go with the middle experience.
Exactly.
A young convert, a neophyte, a novice. All right. So now let's go look up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say Apostle Tahar and see if he's Googleable. Oh, he is Googleable. Okay, so let's look at images. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You see him? This is recent, and now this isn't even that recent. This is over a year ago because they haven't been on 34th and 7th for over a year now. This right here, gray hair, right? And we see this is 34th and 7th by the Citibank, right? So now look at this picture. All right, not a gray on his face. Okay, let's look at this picture with Apostle Ramlab. Not a gray on their face. Damn, that's Apostle Ramlab right here, and it's Apostle Tahar right here, and this is back to 1996. What is it? This is the 2019. So wait a minute, this is 2019. You telling me this is over 20-some years ago from 1996?
At that time.
I got a scripture.
No.
This is Sirach chapter 34 and 9. It says, a man that hath traveled knoweth many things, and he that hath much experience will declare wisdom.
Wait a minute, somebody who's been in the truth for 4 years?
And he that hath much experience,
10 years.
he that hath much
15.
experience, he that hath much experience,
20?
much experience.
Hey, even our Lord Yahweh, it said that the Lord gave him the spirit without measure. He didn't officially start his ministry until he was 30.
Yep.
So Apostle Hart's been doing this for 30 plus years. He actually is officially has a ministry, man. That's the apostle. That's the elder right there.
That's right.
Even that's according to the scriptures.
Hey, this man right here, and I know I'm about to piss off a lot of people, is sitting in the seat of Yahweh Shai.
Right.
And you hate it. And you hate it. And I don't care if you hate it or not. But this man right here is the top head nigga in charge right now on the earth.
That's right.
And I don't care what you fucking think about it. Because and you know what put this in my spirit? I was watching the sit down of the apostle, not sit down, stand up for the live show Saturday. And I was watching, and he started off by himself, and the Apostle Ramlab, Apostle Gabar were doing their own filming, and then the Elder Sakaram were doing their own filming, and he was just, I'm just thinking like, and the spirit just put it in my spirit, I'm like, he's sitting in Yahweh Shai's seat.
Well, the thing is, somebody always is going to be the top. It's always been like that. And the scripture says, prepare for the search of your fathers. Now, if we do that, you know, and we go back unto the ancient paths, then we'll find that at one point in time in existence, you had Moses, who was the top man who you had to listen to. You had to give heed to him because Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai put that man as the top man on the earth, and then he had men under him, like you know the rulers of thousands, the rulers of hundreds, the rulers of 50s, the rulers of 10, so on and so forth. Then at one point in time, you had Simon, all right, Maccabee, who was the top at one point in time. Then you had at one point in time Peter. All right, when Paul and them had a dissension and disputation with one another, what did they do? They said, you know what? Let us go to the Jerusalem to speak on this matter, so we can go to the top heads. We brought this out in camp a couple weeks ago about and Peter. It said Peter rose up. Peter rose up and said, "Hey, this is what the Spirit is saying. I'm telling you. I'm sending." I'm sending Paul and a couple of guys back with letters for you guys this is the final say so. So there's no more disputations about these particular topics in the scriptures that you're disputing about.
Right.
Here is the final say so.
Right.
If we go to the ancient past, that's how it was. So now the scripture said that the truth, which have so long been without fruit, shall now be declared, is now being declared. And now that it's being declared, all right, is going to be an order the same as the ancient paths that was the foundation that was laid before us. Okay, so if I can finish this, and I got one more or two. This is Sirach 34:9. It says, a man that hath traveled knoweth many things, and he that hath much experience will declare wisdom. So it's about the wisdom, because in Isaiah 33:6 it says that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and the strength of your salvation. So check it out, because now it's about wisdom. So a man that hath traveled knoweth many things, and he that hath much experience will declare wisdom. This is Sirach chapter 6, verse 32. It says, my son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught.
Well,
And
if you're what?
if thou wilt,
You'll get on your own.
if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught.
I mean, by yourself.
Well, I'm going to keep reading. And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. If thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding. If thou bow thou ear, thou shalt be wise. Stand in the multitude of the elders.
By yourself.
Stand in the multitude of the elders and cleave to him that is wise.
But see, but you can get that on your own.
No. Stand in the multitude of the elders.
So hold on, something test. Like,
Mhm.
did Apostle Tahar ever say that he got this on his own?
No.
Does he not give to this day? Still give homage to Ariah,
Yep. Yes.
Masha,
Yep.
Jaquan.
Yep.
All those men.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He was in the multitude of the elders.
Yep.
And this goes perfect with the scripture you brought out. That was at Acts 8:32 or 31.
Okay. No, about understanding that the none less than none man guide. Yeah.
So it says, stand in the midst of the elders
Mm-hmm.
so that you could be taught.
So now going on, it says, stand in the multitude of the elders and cleave unto him that is wise. Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee.
As a matter of fact, I'm willing to bet that if we searched enough on this guy, you're probably gonna find a video of him with Cup. Sitting down with him or in his congregation, because that's a GOCC doctrine, man. And that's a GOCC, man. I'm willing to bet, man, that there's a connection between these two.
Well, the thing is, he would post on things like that on Instagram, like that. His ass got fucking outed. Like he had posted something that was from a movie, saying like, "Oh, these creatures," but it was from a movie. And he didn't do enough research, and everybody's like, "Oh, well, here's actually linked to that shit that you just posted is actually from a movie," because he was just going into those same creatures that GOCC was going into. Like it was like mermaids and all that stuff, different type of weird ass shit. He's out.
He's following GOCC.
This is sound like plan. Hey, can I back you up, LDI?
Real quick. This one and done. Nehemiah 8:8. So they read in the book in the law of God distinctly,
about to call for that.
and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading. I'm gonna go back. And Joshua, Bani, Sherebiah, Jamin, Akub, Shabethia, Hadijah, Maaseiah, Kalida, Azariah, Jazabad, Hanan, Peliah, and the Levites caused the people to understand the law. They caused the people to understand the law, and made it happen. The people, the Israelites, to understand, to mentally comprehend the law, and the people stood in their place. So they read in the book of the law of God distinctly and gave the sense and caused them to understanding. Because if they didn't do that, they wouldn't get it.
That's it. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Benji.
Hey, this is Sirach 8:9. This got the discourse of the elders, for they also learned of their fathers.
Well, they didn't learn by themselves.
For they also learned of their fathers.
So wait a minute. What scripture says somebody's going to get it all by themselves?
I've never seen it.
What happened?
Only way. Well, it did happen once. Matter of fact, I say it twice. The Most High said he talked to Moses face to face. Yahweh Shai got it.
He ain't Moses.
Exactly. And then Yahweh Shai got it. by the Most High.
He ain't Yahweh Shai.
So you, Moses, Levi, are saying if you got it without getting it from somebody else, you're either Yahweh Shai and or Moses. Oh, he think he Moses Levi. And because you didn't see the Most High face to face. Exactly, because if you did, you are. Well, let's go back to his was it he right here? Let's go back up to his crispy chin.
Well, in his defense, he got that same barber that can hold the clippers.
In such a way. In such a way. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, even Elder, you said Yahweh Shai Moses. Even Moses listened to his father Jethro, and even Yahweh Shai said he left. He told John the Baptist, "Suffer be so." He said
sorry, Jethro was not Moses' father.
father-in-law.
I just didn't say father. I just making sure for the record. I know kind. I'm just making sure because I said he said Jethro was Moses' father. He was like heathen.
But through the Spirit, the Lord put that on Jethro to tell him.
Exactly,
because it made the Bible.
Well, but Jethro was right.
I actually got that. That's good.
Jethro was right, and the Lord said he was right.
Yeah.
You go out and do this all by yourself, you're gonna wear the fuck away. Don't do that. All right.
I got that. Well, I got it for another point, and this is Exodus 18 and 18.
That's the Spirit.
Slack, I'm gonna start at 19. Here's the point. Hearken now unto my voice, I will give thee counsel. And this is going into like you said, there's always been somebody sitting in that seat. And this is what he said. And the Most High shall be with thee, be thou for the people to Godward.
To what?
To be thou for the people to Godward.
Godward. What the fuck does Godward mean?
As the power.
Man, as God.
That's right.
As who? The Most High. Somebody got to be as the Most High to the people. Because what did the people do when the Most High came in the chariots of the Lord? Moses turned around and was like, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Hey, we all right? Yo, where the fuck they go? Them motherfuckers dipped on his ass.
Right. And
you know what I'm saying?
if I may, the people that the Most High is going to put in that position, they're going to speak the words of the Most High. They ain't going to speak their own will. They ain't going to speak their own words.
Right.
They're going to speak the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai because the Most High put it in that man to do it.
Yep. Hey, be thou for the people to Godward, that thou mayest bring the causes unto the Most High. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shall show them the way wherein they must walk that one way.
Whoa. The way wherein they what?
Must walk.
Maybe walk.
Must walk.
If you want to.
Wow. If you want death, you can do the opposite. Must walk.
You must walk the way that the top man tells you to walk because the Spirit is on that man to do that.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I got
and the work that they must do.
And the work that you must do, man. You can't get around that. And if I may finish this,
so like I got an emergency.
All right.
I'm Salaki. I'm Salaki. I got
to go jump out of the building. Why y'all doing this, man? Like that.
This is Exodus 23:20. Behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way and to bring thee into the place which I prepared. Beware of him. Hold on, maybe they understand. Beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgression. For my name is in him. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies and an adversary unto thine adversaries. All right. For mine angel shall go before thee and bring thee into the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Canaanites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off. Thou shalt not bow down to their gods nor serve them. All right, hold on, see. Let's see. But right, Khan. But he said, make sure you do this, because if you don't do this, he said he's going to destroy your ass. So the Lord said he set up an angel. Who did Yahweh set up to lead us? Yahweh Shai. He said, make sure you listen to him. If you don't listen to him, it's your ass. Now Yahweh Shai is set up men. And that's right. All right.
Starting with Peter, who is,
that's right. It's always an order of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It's an order of men of the Lord and a succession of men of the Lord. And if you deviate outside of that, it's your ass.
Can I keep reading this?
All right, and we're gonna get back to you. Yes, go ahead.
Like back in Exodus, like you said, it's an order, right? Exodus 18 and 21. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear the Most High, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them to be rulers of thousands, and rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of tens, and let them judge the people at all seasons. And it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee. Like Jack said with Peter, what happened?
Yep.
It went to the head.
That's it.
That's order.
Wow. And when you think about that, brother, it said over tens, over hundreds. The average camp is probably about what was 10, because all the camps of GMS are growing because the word, this truth is growing. But even if you look across the board at the other Israelite groups, it's probably it's probably, I would say, average around 10. You know, in most camps, when I'm clicking on videos, I usually see about 10 guys. You know, at minimum, that's usually probably about it. But the reason I'm saying that is because they go to Acts 18 and 2, and I love bringing up this scripture because it's so relevant to what's going on with us now.
This is Acts 18 and 2. Can I start on one?
Absolutely.
And after these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth, and found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, lately come from Italy with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome, and came unto them.
Right. And the reason being is because you see the complaints that Esau has about the Hebrew Israelites. The same thing that was happening then was happening now. The Israelites were going on the highways and byways and causing a ruckus.
You're talking about back in the Roman days,
and
right?
Causing to the point to where Claudius passed a law for them to leave, to kick them out of Rome, man. Why? Because of and it tells you when you look it up, aggressive street teaching.
That's right.
And who teaches on the streets aggressively? Not violently, but aggressively. The men of Great Millstone and the other Israelite camps, for that matter. All right. Right, and it's like they talk like we out there grabbing people and smacking them up or something. We just speaking.
But that's what they get from matter of fact, see, the Jews were expelled from Egypt, because I'll try to find that this account for it in the history. But it was from aggressive street teaching and what did it say from recruiting or proselytizing? They were out there getting more people to come into the faith. They're out there doing exactly what we're doing, and that's why they got kicked out. All right.
And that's what Esau's trying to do to us now. But Moses, Levi, I guess you don't have to worry about that because you're not on the streets.
Oh, no.
And you're in line. Look, you got Japhites, you got Japhetic people claiming that they are part of the tribe. Your 12 tribe breakdown is off, man. And I'm willing to bet you teach about mermaids too, because you're a GOCC dude, man.
He teaches it doesn't matter that you don't have to be an Israelite to receive salvation. So not only
what scripture is that?
That's the whole point. Is this nigga's full of shit? Because he said, this is the first thing that he said. He said, if you're one of these, because he was basically insinuating about the confusion of faith of anybody that doesn't look at the sign and can identify with one of those. Well, Great Millstone lets you know about that. That if you believe in the scriptures, it don't matter what the fuck you look like, but if you believe in the scriptures enough to put them into practice, enough for you to hit the highways and byways, that hey, you're an Israelite,
right?
Because the name is dreadful among the heathen.
That's
but
right.
This man said, he got there and said, well, if salvation at the 16-minute mark, he said, well, that doesn't even matter. If it doesn't matter, he had made a point to say, well, if you're from any of these nations and you can't identify with the sign, you're gonna get disenchanted. That's another sign you ain't supposed to read it, because like Jackie always brings out in that John 17, they shall hear you through their words, man. So look, the Lord ain't lost. No, there is no lost sheep. There's no sheep that are not going to listen to the right. They're going to listen to the right combination. And then, like the scriptures say, the church of Berea, look it out whether those things were so. And they're not going to take it offensive. They don't see those people, because not looking like an Israelite, not looking like a so-called Israelite, like one of them people on the signs, that's not effective. All right, but it has to be with you being of that lineage, so it does matter. You do have to be an Israelite to receive salvation. That is in the scriptures, man.
That's it.
Right.
That is in the scriptures for sure. All right, so now the fact that you guys would like what's the dude's son? Bill De Blasio. What's his name? It's his son, the Marcus or whatever. De Blasio. Now to a carnal Israelite, you would think that his son is a Jake because of his mama, but his father is Edomite.
Mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I bet this guy would say, look, well, that's an Israelite. Well, that's just you don't understand. To you, and we're talking about the reading with the voice of Christ, but that's really, even a Christian will say that you have to be spiritual, right? Well, in order for you to understand the wheats and the tares, you have to know that there are going to be Israelites, all right, that look like the other nations, but the adverse is that there's tares amongst our people that look like us but ain't us, man.
That's right. But see, look at Reuben. He said Reuben is the Melanesians and the Aborigines. First of all, Aborigines is you can't even really use the word Aborigine because the word Aborigine means Aboriginal, was the original people from wherever of that particular landmass or continent or place.
Now,
so you say
it shifted everywhere around.
Right now, if you say Aboriginal, you make first thing pop in the head is the ones in Australia or at the BAM. And now the thing is, were they put on cargo slave ships? Do they meet the curses of Deuteronomy 28? Do they meet all the criteria where they're hated from all nations across the planet? The Esau have a perpetual Ezekiel 35:5 hatred upon them. When's the last time you seen anything going down with the Aborigines where they still in Australia? They still doing their thing. Okay. Then you say Melanesians. Where's the wait a minute? What's the city of or the country of Melanius? Melania. You know what I'm saying? That's some goddamn. I'm too deep for my goddamn draws.
Right. Ever learned and never able to come to knowledge of truth. Because Melanesia is one of those group of islands. All right, and that's clearly in Genesis the 10th chapter. Japheth, fucking asshole, man.
Can I bring this up? This is 1 Timothy 1. I'm gonna start at 6. The one is at 7. From which some, having swerved, have turned aside unto vain jangling. All right, so what this dude doing? This is empty. This is empty nothings, man. All right, it says
jangling.
He just babbling, desiring to be teachers of the law, understanding. It says of the law, understanding neither what they say nor whether what they affirm. So you don't understand. You don't understand nothing, man.
But desiring to be.
But desiring to be a teacher, you need to be. What's the scripture? You need to be taught again. You need to be taught again, man.
Hey, somebody get Revelation the 7th chapter.
You don't even understand what you agree to. Hey, the brother going into you're bugged out. Hey, the brother studying you right here, man. You into all type of madness, man. All right, but you sit here and want to give giving false information, man. You an antichrist, man.
That's
right.
Right.
Yahweh Shah, man. You a sellout ass nigga, man.
Can I read? I'm not gonna read this whole article. I'm gonna read the title of it to prove that the Aboriginals of Australia are not the Israelites.
Go ahead right ahead.
It says Australian Aboriginals to get billions in compensation for land.
Wait a minute, they get what?
Billions in compensation for land and spiritual loss in landmark cases.
So they getting paid back.
Oh, they won. And it says none shall pity us. The Israelite says none shall pity us.
Right.
Well, there you go. Yeah, read the Revelation. No, wait, you want to start verse 1? What I want you to read is the 12 tribe count. You don't have to just and just read through it. And let's see if it matches up to what he got. Because I do believe that I'm looking at Dan.
Yes, you do. I see Dan. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth one down.
That's not even an order right there.
Judah, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Dan. This guy right here. I know a guy who talked about Dan.
You know what I mean?
The idiot ass motherfucking sharp ass line and punk ass bitches.
Yeah, they might hang
We
out.
don't want.
They got the same.
That's right. They got the same barber.
You don't got that 8.8.
What do you got the data plus this is Revelation chapter 7 and verse 4. It says, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of 12 of the children of Israel.
Okay, so how many we got there?
See, let's see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Okay. Okay. All right. So there we go. We keep continue. Bob, read that part again, brother.
This is
This is why the Lord got a cold ass.
4.
When you lean to your own understanding, you expose.
So you know what? This movie is a flop.
1,000 views on this fuck
Right?
shit.
Oh, it's beautiful because anybody who fought for it, all 12,000 niggas who fell for that shit will be destroyed.
Well, it's probably some of that 12,000 went on there just to cut his ass.
That's right.
But you see at least 64 of them.
And majority of them probably bitches.
Well, you know what's funny about this? 4 or 3 years ago, he was the same shit about the 12 tribes chart. This shit is as of late, man. I want that sign got to be wrong.
They're making money out of it. That's
What?
That's because he took a payout, man. But go ahead, brother.
This is Revelation 7 and 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
All right, so right there, my man's got bad math. Continue.
And of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000.
Okay.
Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000.
I can see Gad over there.
Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000.
Okay.
That's 4.
Of the tribe of Naphtali were sealed 12,000.
Okay.
Of the tribe of Manasseh was sealed 12,000.
Okay.
6.
Of the tribe of Simeon was sealed 12,000.
Okay.
Of the tribe of Levi was sealed 12,000.
Cool.
Of the tribe of Issachar was sealed 12,000. The tribe of Zebulun was sealed 12,000.
Wonderful.
The other tribe of Joseph was sealed 12,000.
Oh.
So,
Well, no. It's 8.
Joseph.
They say Joseph, but that's Ephraim.
That's me. Go ahead.
Of the tribe of Benjamin was sealed 12,000.
Okay.
It says, after this I beheld.
That was 12.
They mentioned nobody else?
No. It ain't got
Where
Dan.
Dan?
No Dan.
You didn't see that?
No.
You might have missed it. You gotta read again. You know, I'm telling you, I can't help myself.
Hey man, the scriptures is a clear indication that you niggas don't got
No,
faith,
none.
The scriptures say if you don't come according to this, it's because there's no light in you.
And that proves that those 12, at least 12,000 people, 12,000 plus people watch this video. And I'm going to assume, sometimes people watch a video and they don't click either up or down. But we're going to assume at least 12,000 people watch this video don't know the scriptures. And he clearly not teaching it to them.
I got precept.
This dude is not apt to teach, man. Exactly.
Hey, wait, watch, wait a minute, slack it. I just saw this and that just pissed me off. And this part teaser of the Destroying of the 12 Tribes Chart podcast show, Hebrew to Negroes podcast show, we use logic.
And the scriptures tell you don't lean into your own.
That's right.
Exactly.
Your ways and not your ways, idiot.
Right. You using logic. Your logic is full of shit.
That's called
Looking
man's
at
wisdom. I got a precept for you real quick. This Ezekiel 13:5-6. Ye have not gone into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord. So he don't even go out in the streets, man. He ain't building a house.
No.
All right. In verse 6, they have seen vanity and lying divination, saying, the Lord saith, and the Lord has not sent them. This guy was not sent, man.
That's right.
It says, and they have made others to hope that they will confirm the word.
How did he add Dan when the scriptures don't have Dan in the final countdown?
Well, I got something. I got something. This is 2 Timothy.
Because they hold on, Slacker, bro. Dan, the Moors. Who over there in Europe calling themselves Moors the fucking day? Anybody? No? Is there a group of Moors over there in Portugal who has a seat in?
How are you separating the Moors from the blacks? Moor means black. That's what they was calling niggas in Europe. Like, that's stupid.
The first group of slaves in the West Indies were Moors.
That's right.
As a matter of fact, the first slaves, God, the first slave, exactly. The brother hit it on the nail. When Granada fell, all right, when it fell, the Moorish king, he some of the people, some of the less important people, man, went straight into slavery, man. Went straight into slavery. And a lot of them went to the islands, and some of them even came to the Americas.
How the fuck?
And then who you think those Hebrew interpreters were?
That's right.
They were Moors, man. You know, they right. Those were men who came out of Portugal and Spain.
That's right.
That they used as interpreters to come over here to communicate with and sell out, because and the Moors were sellouts too, because they sold their people out. You know.
Where did the gypsies, for the majority, go fucking into slavery, dog?
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
It's no none of this.
Now, for real, the gypsies are Israelites. I will say that. All right, but you can't prove that the gypsies are Dan, because Dan is not getting a blessing as a tribal in Revelations, the 7th chapter.
That's right.
So you can't put gypsies there. Gypsies will have to be either Judah, Benjamin, or Levi for the most part. Not Dan.
Can I get a precept for you, Elder?
We got go ahead, brother, because then we got to make sure, because you had one and then and the brothers still we got a slew of them. Go ahead, brother.
This is Revelation 22. I'm gonna start at 18. For I testify to every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, the Most High shall add unto him the plagues that are written in the book.
So he came up with his own 12 tribe chart that mirrors Geo's. You know what, Salaki? I stand corrected. You are absolutely right. The 12 tribe is wrong. We need the 13 tribe chart.
Right.
13 tribes, man. He must have been reading Arthur Coulter's book too.
That's what
wait a second. Arthur Coulter was actually scoffing.
That's right.
Well, he said because the whole thing was that if he was referring to the Khazars, what he was saying, if these people are Israelites, then they would have to be a 13th tribe. So he was actually scoffing at.
That's right.
And then this idiot right here, looking at her gonna come with an actual 13 tribe chart, man. All right, you just stupid.
Hey, Cole. You know what I was about to say, and you got me beat. Who was
finished with that? You was finished with that,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So no, like I was saying, it's no marvel to me, man. It must needs happen for shit like this. This is 2 Timothy 3:13. It says, "But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived."
Crispy
verse 14. So this guy, Moses Levi, he is one of these deceivers, and he has been deceived.
Yeah, somebody got to play the role.
That's
somebody
it.
got to.
That's it.
That's dude.
That's it.
I mean, hold on.
But
Hold on.
It says,
he said Hebrew Conference in Florida, March 29th to 30. Where is it said in the Lord that we're supposed to have a Hebrew conference? That we're supposed to that mixing and melding of shit. When's that? What scripture does that work?
Yeah, the guys are probably calling different names, got different doctrines. They probably saying 12 tribes. He's saying 13.
And they videos monetized.
Oh, so you making money for filthy lucre's sake. All 972 views.
So once again, evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. But continue. So if you want salvation, though, but continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them, and that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Yahweh Shai. So it says that thou hast known them, and that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation. All right, and how do you get wise? By being taught, being educated, having that in what's innately in you brought out through education by the, wait a minute, back in this Sirach chapter 6 and 33, if thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding. If thou bow thou ear, thou shalt be wise. The same wisdom that's going to make you have salvation. It says, stand in the multitude of the elders and cleave unto him that is wise. Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee. And if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let not thy foot, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door, because you're going to bow your ear to that man who was set up by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, because it says cleave unto the elders. You just can't come be no elder in 4 years. See, being an elder, it says, that scripture I read in Sirach about experience, those that have traveled, those has went through the necessary rigmarole to be called an elder to make another wise. And in Jeremiah 3 and 15, it says that I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which will feed you with knowledge and understanding.
See, now, Mr. Hebrew to what's it called? Hebrew to Negroes guy, Ron Dalton. What's Hebrew about Ron Dalton?
Junior.
Well, it's like you're right. What's Hebrew about Ron Dalton Jr.? Crispy ass line.
It's a lot. The last guy, Dr.
Equity.
That guy's a fucking idiot, man. He can't even pronounce the word gag correctly and shit. He told me it's pronounced God. Shit, he'll fucking idiot. He don't know those scriptures, anything. And he, for a while, now he trying to go into the New Testament. He believed in the New Testament. All of a sudden, he believed in the New Testament.
Yeah, but look, no, the name is fucked up. Doctor. That doctor means falsifier.
That's right.
So I'm gonna call you by what you say. Falsifier, equity, ama'a. All right. Then you got Benaiah Israel. No man of the Lord is calling himself Israel. We call ourselves Yasharallah, because that's the pure Hebrew name of that so-called Yiddish Israel. That's not perfect.
There's no letter E in the Hebrew either.
That's right.
So these guys are all up. Then he's one of them Hebrews who's wearing his head covered with the yarmulke type thing on too.
And they got different doctrines.
You know, they got different doctrines, man.
The Hebrew conference. Let me go.
So these guys, right? You know, it's a gathering of just confusion, man. Right?
And he not only scoffs the 12 tribe signs, he scoffs the Moabites. The Moabites saying that they're a bunch of different nations, and the Moab, the Chinese, he says it's not just the Moabites. He scoffs everything.
It's a lot. The Chinese, what the fuck he wants. It's a lot. The Chinese themselves said they are the Moabites, man.
You got relics to prove it who the Moabites and the Ammonites are, man. They got relics that match them completely, man. All right, and then you know, what was that? The Moabite stone?
Yeah.
That was found in their possession. Come on, man.
And you know, what really proves a lot of these niggas are false Y'all ain't going into the destruction of Babylon's great. I ain't talking about
No.
none of that.
No prophecies.
Prophecy at all.
I just knew I was gonna find it. The great guy details. $40 ticket. Redfield House of God, Hallandale Beach, Florida. Did not the Lord say and I real quick, I knew it. The Spirit told me go find out the conference. It's at Bethel House of God, which is a Christian church. So I'm gonna have me a Hebrew conference at the Christian church.
No funny games.
But if that Bethel House of God, that's what Bethel is.
It's just supposed to. Right. Well, no, not this one. This says B-E, Beth. There's no Hebrew word Beth.
Exactly.
It's Bayath Allah, which would be the house of Yahweh, of the house of the power in the pure Hebrew. And that's not it. Let me know another expose said $40. Isaiah, who got Isaiah 55 real quick? Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 55, verse 1. How? I'm sorry. Everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that have no money, come ye buy and eat. Yea, come buy wine and milk without money and without price.
I got a scripture.
Wow. So you just woke up to the fact that you're an Israelite and you're near the area and you're so ecstatic and so excited and you just want to come and learn about your heritage and be around your people and enjoy, learning about your heritage.
Right.
But you don't have no money, so now you can't go and well, brother, we know you're Israelite, but you can't come because you don't have $40.
Man, that's wicked as hell, brother. And then if you did go there, you're not gonna get the truth, because you're gonna deal with. Hold on, you're gonna deal with.
Come out of that thinking that Japheth and the Polynesians are your people, but right, you don't believe that a mermaid is right.
You're gonna go to this Hebrew to Negro nigga and think that it's okay to call yourself to stay with your slave name Ron Dalton Jr. You go to this guy and you'll say, "Oh, Benaiah Israel." Then you go to
Yiddish.
Right. Then you go to this Dr. Akwete Ahmad, which sound like a fucking that's a Hamite shit. You got to go to the Dr. Kemet. You go to the Yiddish, or you go to just to keep it in English.
Hey, too quiet.
Verse 2. I need verse 2. Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread? Exactly. That's that conference. You're spending money on something that's not bread, man.
I had some.
But what about the Jakes that they came? It costs money saying fucking Florida. That shit ain't cheap.
Well, shit, whatever, man. It's Matthew 10 and 6. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the leper, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, freely give.
And that freely is from the Greek Dorian, all right, which is freely, but it comes from the root word doria, a gift. All right, it's a gift. You giving this word away. You got it as a gift, like the Ephesians says. All right, now you giving it away as a gift. You ain't getting no money for this.
That's right. Because he is getting money for this.
Right.
Because he in that Nate Satan spirit. You see what's happening to IUIC.
Right.
You see what's happening to them. That dude, was selling breakdowns going back, 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So you got all them dumbass people on the floor spending more than $40 to come there. You get some lies and shit.
Yeah, he would, Nate Satan would break down something to you, get you all excited. It would be like a little 5-minute video,
Right.
a snippet, and then he'll give you a snippet of it, and then he'll tell you for the rest.
Go to the site.
Right, you
you
can charge it to your credit card to get the breakdown.
Well, that's what he did on that destroying the 12 tribes. He played a little bit of part that you got to go to his site and shit.
This dude's so bugged out to the brother behind he's actually
on his page. This dude into angels, the fallen, talking about angels.
That's the whole point.
What page yours?
Because he do follow that GOC doctrine. Like,
Angels don't have sex. They don't even desire it. They don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't desire sex.
They desire to do the will of the Lord.
Right. That's all they do, man. That's pleasing. That's what angels do, man. And it's blasphemy, man. You a blasphemer, dude. You a blasphemer, man. Hey, man. Hey, and anybody who follow him, you a blasphemer as well, man.
right,
And you're void of understanding, man.
he'll take something from us.
And this dude is your stumbling block, man. This dude is your stumbling block. All you niggas that follow him, good.
And he say it blind, he get blind, he both
Right, they both should fall into a ditch.
Hey, the man got a movie. It says in Luke, that which is highly esteemed amongst men is abomination to the Lord. The man got a movie. It's on Esau platform, and Esau allows it, man.
Right.
All right. They blocked us on YouTube. That's free shit.
Right.
All right.
Buy now. PayPal, MasterCard, Visa, Discover, American Express.
£8.
That's an abomination right there.
And then you gonna get this man $40 for what?
And then you go into a hosting organization, the Bethel House of God, where they go up there and evil them onto that show to all goddamn time.
Yeah, dude,
Fuck, man.
That's already around this place. A smorgasbord, a festival of demons, man. Hey, and in them conferences, man. Them conferences are set up by Esau, man. All that shit is Esau's doing.
They
man.
learned that from them, man.
All right, the holy convocations that these churches be doing, man. All that shit is set up by Esau, man. I knew a pastor who said, man, in them conferences, man, they sit around, they sit in the room, all the pastors get together, they sit in the room and they sell each other lessons, man. That's what you trying to do. You bringing that Christian shit. That bugged out
that Americanized shit.
God,
It says Hebrews to Negroes, wake up, Black America. Who's black, nigga? I still have yet to see a black man. I've never seen a black man all my motherfucking life, man.
You said that. Let's go look at a copper color first. Because they call both the Negro and the Native American a copper color people.
It's about the brother right on his way. He is coming in a plantation Christian spirit. Man. He's saying, "Oh, it don't matter where you're Israelite, you're heathen.
He said you gotta call Jesus Christ."
Right. But that's, you know what? Going back to what the brother said, it's like, okay, well, these niggas starting to wake up to the fact that they're Israelites. These niggas are fake. All right. Well, we're gonna take this and we're gonna make a controlled environment. We're gonna use like little setup motherfuckers. Like, oh, you want to believe you're Israelite? Well, it's gonna be controlled, and you have to understand through this Christian Hebrew Israelite type of thing. This nigga's so
black.
Yep.
He's gone. He's so down.
There you go, man.
He's so.
None of those people look black. All right. They're copper color. All right. Copper colored people, man. It's just like in 1683 in Virginia, they referred to the Native and the Negro as the same. Matter of fact, you probably could find them.
Hey, that lesson that Elder Tyler Dockwood did.
I mean, that
was heat. I mean, that was heat. You go up there and Ben Franklin letter, and he tell you that everybody over there down there in Europe was swarthy and tawny.
And that's what swarthy, and that's what we're looking at right here. Swarthy and tawny people. Right?
That's right.
That's exactly what we're looking at.
That's right. And so all your shit is full of shit. But you know, that's cool. That's why
you're a false prophet.
Yep.
And the scripture says that these false prophets are going to be put to death. Man.
That's right. That's right.
That's what it says, man. All right.
This is supposed to be a so-called Native American. Look, this look like Pookie, man. Dark as hell. Look at that skin, man.
Right.
Dark as hell.
Like he mad as fuck, ready to scalp your ass too. Yeah. Looking like Samuel Jackson.
Right.
Like he about to tell you, and I hope you right here.
I appreciate real quick.
We started off copper color. Now we paying.
It's Isaiah 8:20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in you.
No, there's no light in him, man. You're a false prophet, man. Hey, brothers, get them last couple scriptures. You know, wrap it up.
Yeah, it's Rock chapter 4, verse 7. It says, "Get thyself the love of the congregation and bow thy head to a great man." Skip on down. It's verse 27. It says, "Make not thyself an underling foolish man. Now they accept the person of the mighty. You know, because this guy's getting his fame off his book and this movie. That's how he's getting known. Great. He didn't come up on the elders. You know, the men that coming up on the elders the right way.
He saw a way to make money, brother.
Exactly. And the proof is he's selling it.
He saw a way to make money, just like other Negroes we know.
It's got on video,
Right.
man, Amazon, man.
Foolish man. This is St. John 4:38. I sent you to reap what whereon you bestow. So I sent you to reap that whereon you bestow no labor. Other men labor, and we have entered into their labors. This man didn't come up the right way. He didn't study up under the tutelage of the elder apostles that Yahweh Shai had set it up. Right? Even going back to ancient days, that's how it was set up. Samuel taught King David what he needed to know, so on and so forth. It goes down the line, man.
Right? You know, Elijah and Elisha, man.
Right.
All right.
Jeremiah Baruch, man. Right? The prophet was always that way. You're woke up, or you're taught by another prophet.
You got to understudy. That's how we know Star Wars is totally biblical, because you always had a master and you always had a Padawan. Right? You always had a Jedi master who reached that pinnacle where he would be referred to as elder or master, and then he would what? He would teach the young Jedi, and then when he was ready, he was. Then you had the elders who actually had the Padawans. They were assigned someone to bring up, to teach them in the ways, you know. And we're fortunate and blessed to have come up under the tutelage of the elders, the apostles and the elders of GMS,
which are the elders of all the nation of Israel that's here on the earth today.
Whether you people want to, for you people who don't accept it, to hell with you, man. You're gonna find out the hard way.
Yeah, and that's all scriptural too, because the Lord said, "Hey, if you don't receive those particular men, you don't receive the Lord.
That's right.
And if you don't receive the Lord, you don't receive Him who sent the Lord."
That's right.
There it is.
And that's the reason why I pulled this out about 3 or 4 times. I know I pulled this up about 2 or 3 times, and then the Spirit just had me wait. But this is 2 Corinthians 5:20. Now then we, starting with the Apostle Tahar on down, are the ambassadors for Hamashiach, as though the Most High did beseech you by us. We pray you in Hamashiach's stead be reconciled to the Most High. Apostle Tahar is in Yahushai's stead, and the rest of the men of the Lord in succession on down. We are all speaking in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
That's right.
When we tell you what the Lord say to do, we're speaking for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
We're not coming in the name of Great Millstone.
That's right.
We're not coming in the name of Apostle Tahar. We're coming in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
That's right.
The name that just happened to be placed upon us is Great Millstone, which is very spiritual within itself, man. It's very spiritual, man. Because right, we are grinding away at these lies, man. We're grinding away at the lies until the truth is being
We're lachamin, lachama, all that.
So yeah. You got one.
All right.
Get them out.
This is Luke chapter 10, verse 16. It says, and this is in red, this is the Lord speaking. He said, "He that heareth you," that you is talking about men on the earth. "He that heareth you, heareth me." So if you hear those particular men that he set up, all right, to be in his stead, if you hear those men, then you hear Yahushua.
That was Luke what?
This is Luke 10 and 16.
So what that proves is that the Lord gives it to his prophets.
Amos 3 and
Right?
7.
Just like Amos 3 and 7 says.
Sure,
That's
Lord
a
God will
really
do
good
nothing.
precept.
Yep. It says, "He that heareth you, heareth me. And he that despiseth you, despiseth me."
Right. So he despising the 12 chart tribe, which means mainly he's going against he's going against GMS and a whole slew of other Israelites, because there's even other Israelite brothers that really we don't really deal with like that, but they still push the 12 tribes chart, so he's coming against them too. because even Nate pushes the 12 tribe chart. You know,
man, not Dan. Come on, bro. If Revelation 7 include Dan, who the fuck gave you the right to add Dan to a 12 tribe chart?
Because
he ain't deep, man. You don't read.
This dude got more holes in his doctrine than Swiss cheese, man.
That's right.
You know.
So you take a drink and still
right. like a little cartoon dude after he gets shot up, then he go to drink some water. Right.
You're broken.
So it says, "He that heareth you heareth me, and he that despiseth you despiseth me, and he that despiseth me despiseth him that sent me." All right. So there is some men on the earth today, okay, because it says, "Let all things be done decently and in order." And in the body of Yahushua, the house of David that's being built up right now, there's going to be order in them joints, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you don't think so, then you don't believe on the record that the Lord left his son, therefore you a liar, man. Okay, you climbing up some other way.
That's right.
You a thief and a robber, man. Everything that GMS is about has been set up by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and it's in the scriptures, precept upon precept.
Hey, what's the scripture say about their own vain opinion? And it says, many are deceived by their own vain opinion. That's what you're doing. You got it?
Yeah, this is Sirach 3:24. It says, "For many are deceived by their own many.
Wait a minute, didn't the Lord say that broad is the way for destruction, but narrow is the way to life? Go ahead.
For many are deceived by their own vain opinions, and in evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment." Says it all, man.
There you go.
Psalm 37:37. "Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace." Right, so you following the apostle of Great Millstone, man. We've been doing it, we actually experienced.
That's it. That's why I said in that 2 Timothy I read, be assured of who thou learn from. You know what I'm saying? You got to be assured of who thou learn from, because at the end of the day, and then it talks about giving double honors to those that rule well. You know what I'm saying? It talks about elders throughout the scriptures, and there are going to be elders that has the final say so on what the scriptures mean and don't mean. Okay, and you must go to them, because and at the end of it all, if you think you're the elder, then we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, and if you think you're the elder, my favorite James 3:1, be not many masters, because you're gonna be held with the higher condemnation. So guess what? If the apostles of Great Millstone on down is wrong, then we gonna be held with the higher condemnation. But guess what? I'm all in. I put my chips, all in on Great Millstone being. That's it.
We put everything on it, man. Because look, we ain't got no plan B, man. We gonna wrap it up, brother. There is no plan B for us. This is it. If this ain't the truth, then we're fucked. That's right. All right. But you know what? This is the truth. And hopefully we're not fucked. We're gonna, we're going to be among those chosen elect, man. That's why we're doing this work, man. But there ain't no plan B. Ain't no sidestepping, no left or right, no retreat. We going straight forward, man.
That's it.
All right. And may Yahweh Shem Yahushua keep that spirit on each and every one of us, man. So that we don't take a step back, man. Because there is nothing else for us, man. We're powerless against Esau at this point in time, man. We can't go against his beast system. All right. It ain't like we gonna all Jake and all Edomites, we just gonna meet in the middle of the street and go head up. Esau ain't trying to do that. All right. That ain't how this thing gonna go down, man. All right. So if this ain't the truth, man, then we're screwed. But you know what? We know this is the truth, man.
That's it.
You're the one that's screwed. That's why we're watching your society fall apart. That's why, hey, we watching you get exposed from the White House to Hollywood, man. You people are being exposed. Hey, them two bitches that got caught up, man. They didn't shut down their social media accounts. Their daughters have shut down their social media accounts. All their deals and stuff is being closed down, man. As a matter of fact, don't be surprised if somebody out of that group commits suicide, man. Yep. You gonna might see some opioid. Right.
Some new consumers in the market.
Exactly. All right. Hey, so with that, man, we gonna give all praises going honor to
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakwadash.
That's
That guy like the kid they cut.
Man, he's a super fucking lightweight. Ignorant ass. The most I destroy him.
You know,